41, switch with 49 please. (49) and 43, switch places. (49) and 42, switch places. Spread out.
Keep those legs on, Keen.
Nice one. Thank you guys. Front double biceps. Relax. 42 and 43, switch places. Side chest. Turn to the rear for back double biceps.
Nice, Keen.
Relax, face front for the halves and tights.
Show those legs, come on.
Thank you. Your favorite classic pose. Thank you guys.
Thank you, gents. Let's have a round of applause, please.
Front double biceps.
Nice, Keen.
Relax, squat and turn to the right. Squat and turn to the right. Back double biceps. Relax, squat and turn to the right. And face front. Thank you guys.
Thank you, gents. If you want to make your way over to the white diagonal line.
Right, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute. As you can tell, I've been more live now as well. So, back on the camera. But yeah, basically, as you would have just seen, bit of a rundown of what those clips were. It was a pump session basically before we went travelling up to Wigan. Then, as you would have seen, I was checking in for Richie when we got up there. That was after travelling, getting all the bags in as well, which was an absolute nightmare because the car park was pretty far away and we had a lot of bags. My traps were wrecked. But yeah, so I checked in with Richie anyway just to keep a look at the visuals. We then checked in again before bed and then checked in the morning obviously to see how much the visuals have changed overnight. I was weighing in the nights and then weighing in the mornings faster as well to see the drop off overnight. That was happening for a few weeks beforehand, but also moving into the show day. Then obviously you would have seen the 2 rows show day. So, second place in the novice and no place in the open. But to be honest, I didn't expect anything more than that. I know there are things I need to improve on, which mainly being overall size, especially standing against those boys in the open. They were huge. So there's a lot of growing that needs to be done. I knew that anyway. Also, gyno. Obviously, it's not a secret. I have gyno. Fairly visible as well. And I know from feedback as well from shows this year, it is something that's holding me back, and it is something that is actually in the works of being booked in to be taken out. So hopefully January time, that will be done. Besides that, I brought a better package this year than what I did last year. That was on some of the feedback I had. Stage presence was good, posing was excellent. and big improvements from last year. So that was nice because at the end of the day, yeah, okay, we all do this to win. We all want to place well and things and get trophies. But it is, as cheesy as it sounds, it's you versus you. So it's you versus you. So
Well, that's what it's all about, and it's making those improvements each season. So
yeah, exactly. So essentially, like, it's a win. I improved from last year. That to me is a win. And keep in mind, my off season last year was very, very short as well. So the improvements we did make in that time was substantial. Weirdly, one of the things that came up the most was my legs. Although I barely trained them because I had some injuries that didn't allow me to train them very often. And when I was managing to stick to the split properly because of the injuries being rectified, I only had one leg session a week anyway, and it ended up being one of the body parts that came up the most. So yeah, mad.
there's me smashing legs 4 times per week to grow my legs.
Yeah. So not complaining. That has now changed though, split and a lot of other things. I'm going to be getting into that in a later video about the big changes that have come. There is a slight hint in this video, but whether you notice it or not, I'll leave that to you. If you do notice the hint in this video of what one of those changes are, comment it below because I would be interested to see if anyone's got some sharp eyes. But yeah, moving on from that, met some great people, had good time. I always love being on the stage, really enjoyed it. And besides from that, there's not much else to say about it really. So moving on to the day after. So it wasn't just the one show. We had the two bros on the Saturday and then the PCA Wales on the Sunday, which actually ended up being a pro qualifier. As you can imagine then, this show was stacked. So not only was it stacked, the standard was absolutely outstanding in this show. It was crazy. Like everyone there just looked unreal. And yeah, aside from that, there was a little addition to it, which was a last minute thing, and I was absolutely landed it happened. Paige decided to jump in last minute, didn't tell anyone, and had a little secret showing, her first ever show. So, do you want to say how that went or how you felt?
Yeah, I don't really want to say that it's like a secret show as such, just because like it's not a massive deal. But for me, I just think because it was so last minute, I didn't want to put that extra pressure on myself where I was posting on Instagram being like, oh my, because I already have an additional show to what I was meant to be doing anyway. So we had timelined out my prep for my first show to be on the 4th of October, which we'd already added in an extra show on the 14th of September, which I posted about straight away. But I thought with this, bringing it another 2 weeks prior to that, like, because I knew as well that I wasn't going to be 100% for that show, like, there was just no chance because at that point, I think my prep was, I don't know, 14 to 15 weeks of fat loss at that point. Obviously, when with the peak week as well. So there was just no chance that I was going to be 100% for it, like, regardless of how hard we'd pushed or anything like that. So I just wanted to kind of just sail into it, enjoy the day. I had no expectations of placings or anything like that because, again, like I said, like I knew I wasn't bringing condition that day. So yeah, I thought why not just kind of just do it, and whatever happens on the day, like it's going to give me the experience. It's going to help with my confidence as well. Like for the main shows, just which I am very, very grateful I did now because I was shaking so much. It's been a very, very long time since I stepped on stage, and it was for a completely different reason. Like when I used to dance when I was a kid, completely different, stepping on in a pair of heels and a bikini and just kind of flaunting yourself about like in front, and like the crowd was huge as well because it says a pro qualifier, and the venue that it was in this year compared to the usual Welsh venue, it was just massive. So yeah, the whole thing, I was shaking like mad, and there's a couple of little things that I've taken away from the day as well, just in regards to like presentation and posing and things like that. And just not getting stressed over things as well, because one thing we will say is it was very, very unorganized, and I think just due to it being so big and busy, maybe they just didn't realize just how big and busy it was going to be, maybe. But everything was running behind, and obviously I was just a bit like, woo, Keenan always jokes about me being autistic. Maybe I am, because I do have traits of it. I like to be on time. I like to be on schedule. I like to be organised. I like things to be just sticking to plan. So I do kind of like, my brain just kind of goes a bit wild when it doesn't. But obviously that's something that I need to improve on, because show days are never going to be to a T. Like, there's always going to be things that's going wrong and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot that I can take away from the day. But it was amazing. Like, I just can't wait to get up and do it again. And I was very, very grateful to also come away with a third place as well. Because I thought that the wellness class was going to be quite small. And I always say I would much rather be up in a class that has more people, even if it means I come last. Like, that's absolutely fine. But I would much rather be in a big class of girls. And if I do place well, like, to me, that means a lot more than coming third just because there's only three of us in the class. Do you know what I mean? So I was actually really, really happy when I saw that there was more girls there on the day. There was 5 of us. And yeah, just to come away with a third place, I was just ecstatic. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having that experience together as well, like being able to be backstage with her, because obviously I was on first, so she just about managed to see me, because like she said, they were running behind with the tans and stuff.
And that was another reason why I was stressed as well, was because of the way like the timings were going, and there was just like, I went in earlier than I was meant to as well for my top coat, and it was still way, way behind. And then I was getting stressed because I was thinking that I wasn't going to catch him on stage. So yeah, that didn't help either.
Yeah.
But I literally just called it.
Yeah, so that was nice to have that experience. But obviously with things being so manic though, we didn't really, like, we wanted to get photos together with our numbers on, you know, obviously our kit and stuff. But we didn't get a chance. It was so overwhelming. We didn't even get any photos with family, did we?
No.
We had no photos with family, nothing. Like, our heads were all over the place trying to stay on top of everything. And then just when we were sitting down chilling, it was just headphones, earphones in, game mode, get after it kind of thing. So we, especially with her being her first show, I didn't really want to be sitting there talking and kind of taken away from that too much, because I know like first show is nerve wracking, and I wanted her to focus and really get in her head about what she needed to be doing and kind of run through things, you know, eye walk, stuff like that. So yeah, we didn't really get that much time. But we did get a photo shoot afterwards. So if you have us on Instagram, you would have seen photos that have been posted of the both of us recently. I haven't posted my singular ones yet. You have, haven't you? Yeah, some of them. So if you do want to have a look at our photo shoot that we did a few days afterwards, that's on our Instagram. Go follow us up there. Our Instagrams are in the bio. But yeah, so the actual day was a bit chaotic. And then I got my feedback from that as well. Paige's feedback, because you forgot to mention this actually, pardon me. Paige's feedback was it couldn't be any better, basically. So the judge had come back and said like she has everything there, which is what I always tell her. But I think hearing it from an actual judge, someone of that status.
I think when you hear it from your partner and your coach, like, don't get me wrong, a coach needs to be honest with an athlete.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think when it is a completely unbiased opinion of, like Keenan said, like from one of the judges, like that to me, I'm like, right, okay, like I can actually accept it now. I don't know, like I'm quite hard on myself. I know that I've grown a lot from last year. With me, I was just I was doubting how much my lower body had actually grown through my off season. Like Keenan said, we didn't have a very long off season either. I spent the whole off season like purely just hammering my legs, doing what I could to grow them as much as possible in the time that I had. But the doubts were still there. That maybe I wasn't quite well suited to the wellness criteria as I should be. But yeah, like I had the confirmation that my balance and everything is perfect, structure, muscularity, everything is there. It was just a case of condition, which obviously I knew that already anyway. But yeah, like I had my feedback then, like my official feedback off the head judge, and they mentioned my quad sweep, which I knew anyway. My quads have always been fairly like a strong feature for me. But I was quite surprised for them to say that my glutes as well, just because that was the area that I just felt like, I don't know, because when I'm in my side shot, I just feel like I don't have that same kind of glute pop that I see other wellness athletes have. I don't know, maybe it's just me not seeing it because it's myself, and my perception is different because it's myself. But yeah, they pointed that out as a strength, so I was really, really, really happy with that. And they said about like my stage confidence, which I was very surprised with, because I said I was shaking like mad, and I felt like I was all over the place, but apparently I hit that very well. And like just stage presence and everything. So yeah, it was literally the only downfall was the condition, which I couldn't be happier with, because that's, you know, that's something that I can improve on for following shows, and I am improving on following shows. So yeah,
big drop since then. So we are dead on a week actually.
Dead on a week since the show.
Dead on a week since the show. And how much weight have you dropped?
2.5 kilos.
2.5 kilos in 7 days. So that says it all.
We've been working.
Oh yes, we have. So, and I'm just gonna, we will put the clips in of PCA after this conversation now, just to show mine and Paige's stage time in the PCA as well. I had a lot of comments on my routine, which I actually made myself. So I had a lot of people saying how good it was. Unfortunately, I don't have the routine in landscape, so I can't actually put it on YouTube. I could, but it's just gonna look shit. So if you do want to see the routine, I've actually posted that to my Instagram as well. Let's go over there, drop me a follow, and have a look. But yeah, it was basically, I picked Tom Jones green grass at home. Obviously it's fitting. It was in our hometown, not our hometown, sorry, home soil, which is Wales, and Tom Jones being Welsh as well. I just thought it was fitting. So yeah, there was that. And then obviously the feedback that I had. So, bit of a newsflash type thing. So one of the big changes that did happen was after the show, we obviously let it sink in for the first day. The second day came round, and I'd had a lot of time to think, and I decided I was supposed to have another show, same one the Paige is doing next week, but I decided to pull out. So essentially, I decided to pull out because don't get me wrong, like I could possibly have done better in a FitDex show, but for me, it was the case of I want to be more present for Paige, which means getting my energy back. There's loads of things I want to do for the business, and on top of that, from an actual bodybuilder standpoint, I need a lot more size, and I need my gyno sorted, and I had the opportunity to get that done soon. So I thought, you know what, like, save myself a bit of money, get my energy back so I can be present and be fully there for Paige, and let's just do the work that needs to be done to actually be competitive, because at the end of the day, as much as I love competing, like, I have goals in this sport. I want to go pro at some point, and I've got a lot of work to do until I get there. So it was nice to have the experience again. It was nice to have the experience with Paige as well. But looking from my career standpoint, I felt like it was the right thing to do. As much as it broke me to make that decision, it really, really wasn't easy, because I am the type of person that I know, like, do you mean I've got improvements with bodybuilding? I know as a coach you're always improving. So these things I have imposter syndrome a lot with, but there's one thing I'm very, very confident on, and there's one thing that I hold pride and hold myself to, is the fact that I do not fucking quit. I never give up, and I never fucking quit. Like, since starting coaching, you know, like, everyone hits hurdles, you have ups and downs. I've had my fair share of downs with my business, to the point where, you know, I thought I was going to have to stop, because it crashed a couple of times. I never gave up, and now I'm in a position where I have a fiance who's actually sharing my business with me, has a passion for bodybuilding. We're living in Sheffield, you know, we're training in a gym that we've dreamt of being able to have as our local gym. Like, none of this would have happened if I gave up, and I pride myself on not giving up, but sometimes you do have to look at things from a realistic perspective and be like, is there a point in me digging further now? You're spending more money and being not present for a few more weeks to probably not place again, or should I just take a step back now, do the sensible thing, take that step back, be there for Paige more, be able to put that work in to actually grow, and then come back in, say, 18 months time and have that size as well as the condition I know I can bring, and actually be in the running for winning these shows and things. So yeah, I decided to pull back, which wasn't an easy pill to swallow at all, to be honest. Still isn't. And if you've noticed, this is one thing I'm going to say to anyone who is maybe a first-time competitor or an aspiring bodybuilder or competitor. If you've noticed since we started recording this, I have vaped about 4 or 5 times already.
Hello?
Yeah.
I didn't notice you vaping.
Yeah, I've vaped about 4 or 5
I've been
times.
vaping.
Yeah.
I didn't notice you had.
Yeah, you think cravings are bad when you're dieting and when you're on prep and things. I can promise you that post-show is worse. Post-show for hunger signaling and cravings is extreme. Especially if you've... I actually haven't had an off plan. So everyone's been asking me, oh, well, what did you have post-show? You know, what food you having, blah, blah, blah. I ain't had nothing. I ain't had shit. We've bought 3 cookie pies and 4 cookies from Ultimate Treats. If you're watching this, Josh, nice one. Sorted so. But, and they look absolutely outstanding. But
They smell so good as well.
Oh my God, you can smell it through the box. We'll probably do a little taste test on the YouTube when we do actually eat them. But obviously Paige got 6 weeks left until all her shows are done. So I made a promise to her. She didn't ask me to, and she's told me multiple times that you can have something if you want. But I said something at the start of prep before we actually started prep. I said, I'll be finished before you regardless. This is whether I pulled out or not. I was still going to be finished before her. So I said to her, once I'm finished, I am not going to have anything off plan. I'm going to support you by staying on plan myself. Obviously my food's increased and stuff, but I've stayed on plan. And then from that point, then I said that we'll just have an off plan together afterwards. But I did say I may have 1 tray of sushi from Tesco's because I love sushi. And that's literally exactly what I did. I had 1 tray of sushi from Tesco's and I have not had anything off plan since. Don't get me wrong, I've stared at the cupboards a good few times. But I haven't actually done it and I won't because I want to support it through this. So, but what I will say is that when you do get that little bit of extra food, because the night of the PCA, wasn't it? The night of the PCA, basically Richie said to us, look, here's the amount of calories, here's the percentages of macros I want you to have, go have something and just match it to that. So we basically matched it to a pear base. And that pear base set us off. It did. As soon as you have that bit of fats, those extra salts, those sugary bits, whatever it is, that is it. Your body just wants more and more and more. And the hunger signal just gets worse and worse and worse. And your ghrelin levels are so high that no matter how much you eat, you're never going to feel full either. Because your ghrelin levels is a hormone in your body that tells your brain that you're hungry. And when that's so high from dieting for so long and so aggressively, you're never going to feel satiated. You're never going to feel full. And then on top of that, your leptin levels, which is the hormone that actually tells you you're satiated, they're so fucking low that the mix of those two is just chaos. So coming out to the back end of prep and post show is where you need to be on it, because if you binge and you just keep eating and keep eating and keep eating, you may as well say goodbye to your off season because it ain't happening. You're gonna absolutely ruin yourself before you've even started. So yeah, that's why the vape's getting puffed so much, because at the moment my hunger signaling is wild. And keep in mind, I am actually 500 calories up now.
I think it's more than that.
Probably.
You put up a little bit, because obviously for a couple of days you put up slightly, but like not much. It was like 200 calories or something stupid. I said to you tonight, I would personally put up a bit more than that. Because at that point you still would have been well in a deficit. But yeah, it's up like a nice amount now.
Yeah, it's probably up about 600 and odd, possibly 7. But yeah, I was coaching myself for a few days. More on that in the next episode. But I was basically coaching myself for a few days, and we have actually got another photo shoot coming up post FitX, which is going to be outstanding because it is got like a water feature and everything. So I'm trying to keep myself in a good spot for that as well. I want to still be sharp. But yeah, food's in a decent spot as well, but like almost 3k. Put it that way. And at the moment, my training day and rest day is the same calories and macros as well. So I'm literally on pretty much 3k. It's like 2,900 and something, 960 I think, every single day. So as you can imagine, it's not bad. but I am ravenous. So yeah, that's just a bit of a tip for people. Don't expect to come out of your shows and be fine, because mentally it is harder. You also get like the post-show blues, which is almost like holiday blues that people get, where you're so used to like that goal, having that end goal, having all this adrenaline rush, having all this drive to like work towards something, and all of a sudden there's nothing. And that is where people really tend to lose their shit, because they got no goal, they feel lost, they're hungry as hell, they're kind of doing less, so they're sitting around doing more, and then all of a sudden they just have to eat and eat and eat because they've got nothing else to do. And yeah, you're completely ruining yourself. At the end of the day, you need to treat your off season like your prep if you really, really want to make the most progress you can. And essentially, you win your shows in your off season. Like I know myself, I could have made a lot more progress than what I did last year. But we've had a conversation with a few people about this actually. I feel like sometimes, so some people don't, but some people need to make that mistake of binging after their first season to realise how much it fucks you up, and then to be like, okay, I've done that, that was horrible, I'm never doing that again. Because that's what's happened this year, which has made it a little bit easier. Don't get me wrong, like I said, the hunger signal and everything's there, mentally is hard, but at the same time, there's a difference between having that urge there and being able to control it and not actually follow through with those urges, and just being like, fuck it and doing it. And that line is the difference, because last year basically went to Turkey all inclusive a few days after my shows, and we ate our body weight in cake and stuff, and our digestion was absolutely wrecked for months. We also picked up some sort of stomach virus thing as well, and pretty much both of us thought we were dying. I lost a lot of weight in that time, so we weren't fat coming out the back end of it, but we didn't fucking eat. So that's a rundown of that. I'm going to put a few clips in now showing obviously my stage time, Paige's stage time as well, and then we'll catch you in a minute.
Facing the front, abdominals and thigh.
Let's go, Paige! Go, Paige! Yes, Paige! Go on, Paige! Yes! Good!
And relax, thank you ladies, please turn and make your way to the rear. Audience members, a round of applause for your wellness competitors. Well done ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a fantastic wellness category, the judges have invited all 5 athletes to the British finals. That's here.
Oh my God, she's top 3. Come on.
In 3rd place, athlete 131, Paige.
Yes, Paige! Go on, Paige!
And in 2nd place, athlete number 127, Georgia. Which means the
Audience members, a round of applause. Thank you, just the top 3. One more pose. And relax, just the winner.
And we're back. So, as you can see from that, I'm not disappointed with how I looked, especially from the back. Like when I was doing my back to the bicep and stuff, really happy with that. I felt like I held my own, and I was, do you know what I mean? I didn't look out of place. But like I said, a lot more work to do, which is going to be done. And then of course, you would have seen Paige looking absolutely outstanding. Very, very, as much as she doesn't see it, she looked very, very confident. She owned that fucking stage, and the feeling I had seeing her on stage was the same feeling I had when I competed for the first time myself the year before. I had that feeling more watching her than what I did actually being on the stage myself this year. So that was another sign to me that I was like, you know what, I need to go away and work to be competitive, because like I didn't have that feeling when I was up there as much, because I think I knew that I needed the work. So don't get me wrong, I loved it. I always loved being up there, and it's a bit of a catch-22, because I'm looking at people posting how their shows like over this week, and it's like, oh fuck, I wish I was still going, I wish I was still being, but at the same time I know it's the right thing to do. So yeah, there was that, and she got the third place.
You know, I wanted to add to what you just said. Like, you did look really, really good on stage, and like, just what I wanted to say is, like, you can't like base your worth as an athlete or just your physique in general based on your placing, because like you could turn up one day and take a first place, and then you can turn up the following week with the exact same physique and take a last place. It literally just depends on who's there on the day. So it's like, if you don't place, or if you don't get like a high place in, it doesn't mean that you look shit or anything. It just means that on the day the judges preferred the other athletes' physiques, and maybe they kind of suit the criteria a bit more or whatever. But yeah, like it doesn't mean that you looked bad or anything. So you didn't. Like, you looked really good still.
Yeah.
And like, your structure as well is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the feedback I had, to be fair. They said everything's there, you just need to get rid of that guy, so just get rid of the tits.
And give them to me, because I don't have any.
Tits need to be gone. But yeah, tits gone, and get bigger. That's what I had. They said basically everything's there, you've got the structure there, the potential's there, you just need more size, and titties need to be gone. So yeah, that was pretty much it. But I do agree though, like, your placing doesn't determine who you are as a bodybuilder, or your worth as a bodybuilder or an athlete.
Because like with myself, like, obviously, like, I went to PCA like not conditioned at all, and I took a third. Whereas the show next week, I'm turning up, still not 100%, but definitely more conditioned than what I was, and I could end up being dead last. It just literally depends on who's there on the day.
Yeah, and it depends on who's there on the day, and also what the judge is looking for, because every judge has their own preference as well. So we've been to obviously multiple shows, competed and watched, and one thing I have noticed is that you can turn up to a show one day and they could be looking for muscularity. The judges could really, really like people who are just bubbly, full, and very, very muscular. And then you could go to a different show and they could prefer condition. So it all depends on what the judges are looking for on the day, and what their preference is as well. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of the first two shows. So that is a wrap for my season. I'm possibly going to get the DJ in the gym tomorrow and make an announcement on what the other changes are moving forward and what's going on. Some big things, to be fair. I'm very excited about it. But tomorrow, technically, Paige is back in peak week.
Well, Tuesday really.
Tuesday's when the load starts. But
Tuesday's when things like come into play to actually peak.
Yeah.
But I did say to my coach that obviously with me still having fat loss to do for the main shows, I would much rather prioritise that. Because like before PCA, like, we spent the full week just kind of, we did a front load, food went up quite high, carbs not quite high. They did taper back down, but it was a lot higher than what my baseline was prior to that. So because my food had dropped quite a lot, I was on about 1500 on a training day, 13-ish on a non-training day. And then we did the front load, and then when it did come down, it was still holding at around 1800, which is obviously quite a bit higher than what my baseline was. So I did say to him, like, this time round, obviously we want to get the most out of my physique that we can to just bring down fatigue and just get me a bit fuller, because I am running flat. But at the same time, I still want to prioritise that fat loss for the main shows in October. So we're still going to run with the front load. But like this time round, we basically got in an extra day of cardio. Like last time, we cut it from like the Sunday was the last day. I'm still doing cardio tomorrow on the Monday, and food is still going to be very, very low tomorrow. And then it'll be Tuesday then that the cardio will come out and food will go up. But after the front load, so we're going to load Tuesday, Wednesday, still loaded, but it's going to be a little bit lower. Obviously, this is subject to change with daily check-ins, but this is kind of the plan we've put in place right now going forward. And then from the Thursday, that is when food will be like back down again, and by Saturday I'll be on like bare minimum food again, basically no carb. And then on the day of the show on the Sunday, it'll just be little top-ups of carbs throughout the day, just to kind of keep me a little bit fuller. But yeah, we just want to try and minimise any sort of like water retention and just any sort of spill, because like I said, I'm not conditioned. So it's like when you are conditioned, it's like I feel like it's not something you've got to worry about as much. But my body just loves holding on to water anyway, which I absolutely hate it. I could probably be peeled to the bone and still very easily hold water.
She's a stress head.
But that is just me, and it's what I've got to work with. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So that is pretty much it. Peak week starts again for tomorrow. I probably will do my announcement video tomorrow, because then I want to get on the camera for Paige moving into a peak weekend, so we can kind of give you an insight into what's going on with her peak, the food, and kind of like the front loading and stuff like that, and what that's going to look like. I'm hoping to be able to get backstage as well for the next show, so I will bring the DJ along with me. Hopefully I don't get shouted at.
Well, I'm doing my own tan for the next show, so I need someone to help me with touch-ups and my glaze.
Yeah. I'm just overall like, Richie is away for this one, so I have said to him that I'll try and get backstage, just to be a second pair of eyes, to be there with you in it. Just to, obviously he's going to be there with she's going to be sending him photos and stuff, but it's nice to have that person actually in person, because photos never do you justice.
Yeah.
The same thing, to be honest, with the PCA shots, and any shots. Your stage shots are great, but I have noticed there's this thing where no matter where you compete, like some places are better than others, depending on lighting and stuff like that as well. And the backdrop makes a massive difference. I have seen some places actually do a black backdrop, and the photos come out so much better on stage. Whereas if you notice, a lot of these shows these days, they got like a sign in the background with the colours and stuff, which you kind of blend into. Like for instance with Paige, say she had a red bikini and they got a red backdrop, she's going to start blending into that. Do you know what I mean? So you're not going to see the silhouette as much, the physique as much. And I do notice that everyone looks that slightly bit more softer in their professional photos from stage, compared to like a phone photo or something. So that's another thing as well. But yeah, that's pretty much a full rundown. I'll be backstage trying to get as much done as I can, which is another thing I'm excited for, to be out of prep, because I can really document the first season for her and really just get some memories there, because it's a big year, and I've got some feelings about this year, so I want to make sure we capture it all. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends, family and your dog. And if you have been to the end of the video, actually comment down below if you can guess what my announcement is going to be, or if you haven't made it to the end of the video, just so I know you have, comment the word vape. Seems pretty fitting. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for following along with our journey, and anyone who has been supporting us, either on Instagram, YouTube, wherever it is, we massively appreciate it. It goes a long way. And the more like you engage with us, the more opportunities are open up for us, which means the more that we can do and give back to you lot, which is what this is all about for us. Like at the end of the day, we go into coaching to help people, to give back, and yeah, the more you engage with us and the more those opportunities do pop up, the more we can do that. So this is a dream come true, and it wouldn't be coming true without you guys. So thank you very much, thank you for watching, and we shall see you in the next one.